What's it gonna be?
You are now listening to the
Hyrule Podcasters!
Hey there, all you childhood pets who got tricked by an evil lord of darkness and we had to kill. Welcome to another episode of
Hyrule Podcasters!
Hey, listen!
I'm your co-host, Ben.
And I'm your co-host, Pat.
On this audio-only Let's Play, we venture through each game in Nintendo's Zelda franchise.
Yep. We're pretty practiced gamers, but we're not experts or purists. We're just experiencing each game start to finish.
And this season, we're playing The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time.
You really called everybody a very specific thing. I feel like it's still hanging over you that you had to kill your childhood pet.
That's tragic, man. I mean, I named the last episode that. Like, I'm struggling with it.
It's tough. It's like a old school Disney movie.
Absolutely.
Starts
Very much
off
so.
with a death.
Very much so, yeah.
I feel like they started off with pretty rough, they pieced together these stories from older passed down stories, just in case everybody doesn't already know this. And they always start off pretty dark, but they end pretty happy. But there's still, you go back and watch some of those like old school Disney movies, Pinocchio's pretty freaky.
Yeah, they're pretty tough. They're pretty tough. In case you're not caught up, and this is your first episode listening to the Hyrule Podcasters, first, welcome. We're
Hello.
glad. We have about 40 episodes before this that you can enjoy.
Yep.
Essentially, the boss in the Fire Temple, Volvagia, there is a
Manga.
manga that essentially fills in more of the story here in Ocarina of Time. And when Link was a boy, Volvagia was his pet.
Yep, and then Ganon showed up while Link was sleeping in the Temple of Time and
He is a sleepy boy.
made Volvagia evil, and then Link had to kill her.
Crazy, right?
Crazy. It hits hard. It hits hard. I also feel like when I was a kid, I could handle this kind of stuff a little more. For some reason, now that I'm an adult, it's a bit tougher to imagine it being like okay for kids to hear this stuff. I'm not a parent. Probably not going to ever be a parent.
It just really hits you in the feels.
But yeah, how do kids deal with this stuff? Kids are a lot more durable than a lot of adults give them credit for. There's a lot of creative intelligence that children have that adults do not. What are you doing over there?
Well, my computer, for some reason, is saying that it's going to die unless it's plugged in, but it's plugged in. So I am just trying to switch where it was plugged into.
Why don't you deal with that real quick, and we'll come right back in.
Blooper!
Yeah, but right, blooper reel. Yeah.
Shout out, if you don't listen to the very end of the episode, there's a blooper reel at the end of every episode, I think starting in season 3, this season.
Yeah, we just started it this season.
We promise this isn't like a trick to try and have you listen to an ad we shoved there at the very end. It literally is just a blooper reel after our outro.
Yeah, we give a whole outro, and if you feel like skipping over the outro, I intentionally put music in the outro so you can like scan through it, and then there's a beep, and you'll hear something ridiculous that happened.
Yeah, they're pretty.
And every week I put them together, and then I think that they're less funny than they are, and I run it by Crystal, and she always thinks
they're funny every week.
They're funny.
I'm so excited every week to hear it.
The blooper reel, I have a few that we do more than one blooper reel occasionally, or blooper occasionally that doesn't make it.
Yeah.
So I have some extras.
Yeah, I think we're gonna release all of the bloopers in one like huge cut.
Beep
at the for all our patrons. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a really fun idea.
Yeah.
I can just cram them all together.
I love it. So I'm really looking forward to getting back into it. I'm still pretty heartbroken, still pretty beat up about Volvagia, but I think I can do it. I think I can play some more.
I believe in you. You can persevere. So before we get into gameplay today,
Yes.
you got any exciting news this week?
I failed at a run this weekend.
Oh,
It was 20 degrees, and I wanted to run a marathon. And I made it 7 miles.
wow.
And fortunately, there was a heated bathroom that I could go inside. And it was just my fingers. My fingers, I couldn't feel the tips of my fingers for like 5 hours after my run.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it was pretty bad. Then the next day I got up. It was actually colder, but I just wore the correct gloves and the correct headgear.
Okay.
And ran it for an hour, and it was great. I loved it. I could have kept running.
Cool.
So yeah. So I'm normalizing talking about our failures right here. So
yeah, why not? I mean, failures are a part of life. Calling them failures is kind of a failure in itself. Trials and errors.
Preach.
There is trying. There is not just do or do not. I
Correct.
disagree, Yoda.
Correct.
I
Yeah.
disagree.
Yeah. So I tried a marathon. So instead, I am going to run it when we are together in LA in a week.
Nice.
So yeah.
That's exciting. I'm excited to be in LA. Are we going to record while we're there?
We'll find out. What about you?
Yeah, we'll find out. I'll
do you-
have to bring home.
Oh,
I am having a very exciting day. My record label, We Are the Karma Kids, Whack, just dropped their first pre-order release of the new year.
Yep. Sign up for their Bandcamp, and you'll get the email announcements like me.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've been kind of dormant for the last couple years. COVID kind of put things on halt, as it did for a lot of stuff. And last year we released I Love Video Games, which was a really fun record.
I love video games.
And this year we got a lot of stuff lined up already, and we're starting off with an album from Teddy Faley. He's kind of a charmingly disgruntled rapper, incredible wordsmith, really honest music that's really fun to listen to. And we, for the first time, set up a pre-order, which is so much less pressure than just putting the album out all at once. I woke up and I'm used to getting 3 hours of sleep on release day because you stay up all night putting the things together. You wake up and you got to tweet and Instagram post and do all the stuff. But today I was like, you know what? It's a pre-order. I can take my time over the next week and a half getting all the press emails out and all that fun stuff. Teddy wants to come on the show but doesn't play Zelda games. So I don't know how we could do a side quest episode with him, but I will say a few years back, he released an album in which he blended Mobb Deep songs with Mario music. It's called Mario Deep, and if you want to check that out, that's on teddyfaley.com. That's on his Bandcamp.
I'll put it in the show notes. Maybe we can find an independent, podcast company that could put something like that out.
If only.
If only.
If only there was an independent podcast company run by two brothers.
Two brothers. Same last name.
Same last name. Both with facial hair. I see your scruff grows back quick. You're not just a mustache anymore.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we're actually trying to figure out what I want it to look like for my wedding in October.
Yeah.
And so this is getting close, I think, to kind of what I want it to look like, where the mustache is still obviously prominent.
Star of the show.
But, I got some nice beard action going on.
Yeah. As a longtime beardman, I would suggest growing it out. Anybody out there trying to grow a beard, grow it out and trim it back. Grow it out, trim it back. Grow it out, trim it back. And use clippers. Do it on the 2 setting over and over and over and over again. And then you'll fill in those patchy spots. And then next thing you know, you got a real even scruff going.
I think, though, you and I are predisposed genetically to have a full beard.
Yeah.
And that makes it a lot easier to make that kind of argument. It can be very difficult if people struggle to grow or it's patchy to get over the patchy part when they're trying to grow their beard.
Everybody's wearing a mask now anyway.
Now's
a great time.
Now's the time
to go for it. You can cover up some of although the KN95s don't seal properly with a beard, so you're going to, run a small risk that way. But double up on the mask and I think you'll be okay.
Yeah. That's like I've been doing Invisalign for the past 14 months, and it's been the perfect time to do Invisalign. People either see me digitally or they see me with a mask on, so it works out really nicely.
I feel like there's even more plants in your office now.
There are actually more plants.
Okay, they're not just growing.
No, they don't grow that fast. But I also
don't grow that fast.
I also trimmed a bunch and got rid of some of the unhealthy leaves.
Good job. Well, I think it's about time for us to find out what you got for us on this week's Zelda Minute. Why don't we cue that in and get to some news?
I love it. Hey everyone, huge news this week. In case you missed the excitement, the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask is coming to the Nintendo Switch Online. That's right, starting in February, date TBD, you'll be able to play the sequel to the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And if you do start playing, I'd highly recommend taking a listen to the First Encounter podcast, as they're also playing through it. And this is Ben with your Zelda Minute.
We're still in the Goron City.
We're still in Goron City.
Did we ever find that little kid to tell him that we killed his dad? Wait, hold on. That's not what happened at all. That's not what happened at all last episode. We found out that his dad is a sage and has ascended.
Correct.
And you were running around trying to... The kid that's named after us.
Right.
So, Darunia's son was named after Klopcute. It's a huge honor.
Huge.
And Ben's been trying to find him in Goron City to tell him that his dad's dead. And I prefer saying he's ascended because he truly has. He's a sage. His power is part of us now.
That's true.
Is Darunia in Breath of the Wild? Is that the same guy?
I don't believe so. I think that's a different person. But I'm not.
Person.
Like a different Goron.
Are Gorons people? Do you consider the Gorons and the Zora, do you consider humanoids people, or do they have to be Earth human beings to be people?
These are big questions.
These are big questions. Sometimes you can't answer right away. Let's normalize not answering right away.
And in case you forgot
time.
where we were last week, we just bought this awesome huge sword called
It's enormous.
Called the Giant's Knife.
The double hander.
And we are going to be using that to just
slice some stuff up. Chop it up. Now we have the Megaton hammer and this big old broadsword. We're full of big stuff.
Yeah, we feel powerful.
And that's kind of what happens when you hang out with a bunch of Gorons. They just got tons of weapons. I just found this strange piece of metal in my pocket. I don't know what it is. Oh, I dropped it.
Is it one of the pieces to the shore?
Oh, dang. I still haven't ordered. Ben's got his microphone in a boot and a shoe because I still have not ordered the equipment for the rest of his microphone. It's been months that we've been waiting.
So the room I'm in now was obviously designed for Megaton hammer smashage because it is
bunch of boulders, boxes.
All right, we got a treasure chest and we got a boyoyoing.
There we go, purple roop. That's 50 roops.
That's what you want to see right after you have
spent all your money.
Exactly.
Another purple roop.
All right.
Thank you.
So we got our purple roop. So we got 110 gold. So we just had 200. Used obviously all 200 of it for this sweet sword.
Thank you.
And now, we just topped up. So pretty much what we're going to do, we're going to head down the mountain back to Kakariko village. And and then if you remember, Navi told us that there was a like cold wind blowing in from the Zora's domain. So we're gonna go there. Hey, you see that I did that glitch thing again? I backflipped onto this little section.
Wow, good job. You backflipped onto a section. Ben's getting the glitches down. He's a pro gamer now. Look at him go, everybody. We're coming up on a Tektite. Ben's throwing bombs. Doesn't really do much. He's scared of the Tektite. He gets it with the hammer.
The Tektite got
takes
me,
some damage.
and then the boulder got me. So wasn't the best.
As we make our way down the mountain, we find a little hole in the wall that looks like it could be bombed. It can. Ben goes in, and there's a gold sculpture waiting to get sliced and diced.
Or hookshot.
Hookshotted.
I think that's a verb.
Got it.
That sound like a good verb?
You know.
What's it called when you do that? Like when you
make
take
a noun a verb.
Yeah.
I don't know the name for it, but I will say it's something that is important to language. It's part of the definition of language that you can create new words. People are like, Googling isn't a word. That's not a verb. That's a noun. Get out of here. Language is meant to be played with, and it's supposed to. There has to be an infinite amount of possibilities, or it's not a language. It's one of the rules of language. Everybody calm down, trying to tell everybody else how to talk.
So we're back in the House of Skulltula. We're going to see if there's anybody else that we have rescued. So no one on this side.
There's somebody dancing over there that we already talked to. Hey, look, that's a new person in the corner.
The curse has been broken. Thank you. Here's a reward for you.
We got a Stone of Agony.
You could equip a Rumble Pack. It will react to nearby secrets.
It looks just like a Rumble Pack. I wonder if it'll rumble.
I mean, the Pro Controller.
I wonder if we have that feature.
The Pro Controller rumbles, and like when other things happen
rumble
in this game, it definitely rumbles. So,
I
think we have a pretty good shot here. So, from Kakariko Village, we're just gonna pop out, and we are going to head over to the Zora's domain. So first, we're gonna slice these.
Ben's chopping some bushes with his new sword. Trying to apparently chop down a tree with his new sword.
That'd be cool.
Can you kill it? No, this is not Breath of the Wild. You cannot chop down a tree with your new sword. Ben's having a lot of fun. Megaton hammering everything in sight. When he's not slicing everything with his broadsword.
How can you not Megaton hammer everything in sight, right?
It looks like a lot of fun. It's been so long since I had the sticks.
I know. Hopefully we will have solved that in the next month or so, and we'll get there. I'm not too concerned about it. I've gotten real good at the color commentary, if I may say so myself. I would we just kind of, went by year end, so we probably need to do like a year end review show where we, assess our KPIs and see what kind of growth goals we want to set for the next year, all that kind of good stuff, right?
That is totally your wheelhouse, and I'm here for it. But that is definitely what you do. Meanwhile, I figured out how to get my eraser brush on Photoshop to have a soft edge again so I can finish that logo that I never finished.
Dude.
What the heck?
Dude.
Did your sword just break while you were just slicing bushes?
I went to go...
It's just a stubby little nub now.
Wow. What happened here?
That's so whack. Maybe we are playing Breath of the Wild. That thing's straight
knife
up
broke.
Wow. That's just ridiculous. It's now in parentheses broken in the start select screen. This is so whack. I want my money back. How are you going to save after that? We should go back and beat up that Goron. I mean, I guess the Goron's probably too big to beat up. Whatever.
Okay.
Oh,
look at this.
Wow, what are we on, a floating leaf?
Yeah. This is the leaf that you planted.
Oh,
and look at this.
So long ago.
We're just going to zoom by.
A leaf, and it's carrying us up the river to the Zora's domain. We didn't have to navigate that whole thing because we just rode on that little leaf.
That's so nice.
And now we're like right by the waterfall.
Look at the snow.
That's incredible. It's snowing. It's going. Can you hookshot to get that heart piece?
Ooh, let me check.
There's a little heart piece on a ledge that Ben has just jumped into the water instead of doing what I suggested at all, which is fine, you know? When you don't have the sticks, you don't make the picks. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
Hey, he knows what I'm talking about.
I do have to say, switching between games can be tricky. All right, we're gonna try
What
that
are
again.
you playing? What else are you playing?
Okay, no, there is nothing to hookshot to over that.
Can you just get the thing with the hook shot? The item, you know?
Boop. Negative.
Everybody, you cannot get a heart container with a hook shot.
And I'm gonna try the big jump. Big jump. No.
Nah, you're not gonna make it. The little ledge is out of reach for the time being.
Sad times.
Sad times. What else are you playing right now?
With my buddy Brian, we're playing Demon Souls on his PS5.
Is that like Dark Souls?
It is like Dark Souls. And then, I'm playing Tomb Raider, Rise of the Shadow, or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Although
I
most of my
100%ed Metroid. I don't know if I told everybody at home, but I 100%ed it. It was a great
All right,
game.
I'm gonna try
Metroid Dread.
I'm gonna try one more time.
Okay,
So,
go for it. Yeah, because you were pretty close last time. He runs, he jumps, and he tried to do a little sword slice trick, but the trick didn't work.
the trick did not work. So, I've been watching too much of the games done quick and watching people like speedrun all these games and whatnot. So, all right, we're going to equip our ocarina. We're back in front of that waterfall that we were in front of when we were a child. And we got to play Zelda's Lullaby and get through this
Putting Zelda
waterfall.
to sleep. Yo, I just saw the Twin Peaks waterfall in real life.
Oh, cool.
That's what I sent you a picture of. That's the actual waterfall from the intro to Twin Peaks.
I never saw Twin Peaks.
Great show.
I know.
Great show. Great thing is, it's still around, and you still got your eyeballs and your earballs.
Oh, wow.
Whoa,
Look at
Zora's
this.
domain is icy. There's no running water in it anymore. Where is everybody? It is just ice in here. Dang.
Wow. Well, let's go see what's going on with the king.
It's snowing inside of Zora's domain. We're making our way up. There's this huge red ice block. Oh, and the king is trapped inside of a huge red ice block. Yikes! Looks like he was flash frozen after he was caught. Wow. Oh, and we just walked right by him. We can attack it.
Yeah, Navi's
But I don't
not
think-
telling me anything either, so.
Navi's not being helpful. I doubt that we're going to be able to break that ice.
Well, let's go check
with
on
our
Lord Jabu
sword.
Jabu.
Yeah, let's go see how Lord Jabu Jabu's doing now that we helped his belly
Oh.
out.
Lord Jabu Jabu is not here either.
There's absolutely zero Lord Jabu Jabu in sight. The lake is kind of like frozen over. It's dark. The colors are dim and gray and blue.
There's a cave over to our left that we haven't been able to explore. Why don't we?
And there's ice patches that it looks like we should be able to kind of hop across them and get to where we're going. They're floating. Ben's kind of slip sliding.
Oh, there's
Some enemies
heart.
about. There's a harpies. There's some rotating ice kind of moving around that Ben has to navigate. He hops onto it. He gets to it. He hops onto the next platform and misses because he slips off. What a bummer. He's trying to get back on the moving platform, but it is difficult.
Also,
Things are getting slippery.
there are Ock rocks shooting me, so.
Ock rocks are shooting. The rocks are coming. Everybody's scared for their lives. Ben is going to make another attempt to jump, and he gets it. He climbs onto the ledge, but then he falls off into the water. He's going to have to give it another shot. You know, people are ice fishing over at Dad's lake
Oh yeah, I saw the.
already. You just got hit with a bunch of snow.
Yeah, it's all cleared up by this point, so.
It's all cleared up, but it was a lot of snow for DC, right?
It was a lot of snow for DC. Hey!
Oh, and Ben makes it, and he gets
There we
the
go.
heart piece.
We've collected 3.
All right, with another piece,
So-
our life energy will be powered up.
So we just need one more, if my math serves me.
And that it usually does. You are a math boy.
Yep,
There you go. Hop in. You know, I was just talking to somebody the other day about how you had getting hit by rocks, falling into the water. Ben's diving even though he doesn't want to. He's trying to climb back on to the ice, and he just, it's hard to get a grip because it's so slippery. It's so slippery.
Wow.
So I was talking to somebody about how creativity doesn't always come in the form of music or visual art. You can be creative at the way that you manage people, or you can be creative with math or, science. And we're trying to help change the narrative around the word creativity. Ben's trying to help change the narrative around getting on these blocks because he's not getting hit with rocks.
I've gotten sniped 3 times at this point.
3 times. 3 times.
All right. Feeling better. We're just running.
I got to say, after spending, my first early winter out west.
Yeah.
Oh, and we made it into the cave. I'm glad everybody else is getting dumped on because we got snow over Christmas and nobody else did.
Ooh, the ice cavern.
And it looks like the ice cavern got plenty of snow at all times. So it's definitely a cave. There's walls, there's stalactites, there's stalagmites. There's some red ice that doesn't seem to be able to be broken. Oh, and here comes the stalactites from the ceiling. Which ones are in the ceiling?
Oh, no, that was going to be the question I was going to ask to you. Which one's the stalactite? Which one's the stalagmite?
Who knows?
What's going on in this room?
Wow. So there's a blue floor, and there's a slippy, slidey spike trap moving real fast. There's some ice statues that seem to be exhaling ice, and yep, if you get caught in that exhale, you get breathed on. Now, the cool thing is that you can use the hook shot to come to them, but dang, they hurt. And Ben's getting steel trapped. Ben's fighting the ice statues. He's locking on. Navi is there waiting for us to do our thing. It opens up its mouth to spray the ice spray. Ben waits until that's over.
There we go.
Brings himself to it with the hook shot, kills it, and the door opens. So now we can proceed beyond this room. Ben's going to try to avoid the spike trap. Did it. We go into another hallway. There's some pots on the ground. We got a piece of heart. We got a pizza heart. We got a pizza pie.
Did you see me dodge that one stalagmite?
I saw you dodge the stalagmite, and I'm super impressed.
Oh my God. Look at this room.
Oh, so in this room, there's like a spinning, propeller.
Blade. Yeah.
Yeah, propeller blade in the middle of the room.
They're these silver rupees. Okay. They're not.
Get some silver rupes.
Oh.
They're not worth very much. That pot just picked itself up and threw itself at you.
I mean, they're worth 5, which is kind of nice.
That's kind of nice. Yeah. So Ben's slashing pots, kind of trying to avoid this blade. And there's like a reddish wall. There's some rupees that are up in the air. Ben,
in the air.
Really? Ayer. So the stalagmites.
Ah, cool.
Hey, and the door open. The stalagmites are killable. Ben's running around slashing them. Those are the ones on the floor, by the way. The stalagmites are on the floor. Stalactites.
Got it.
On the top. Maybe that's how I remember it. T for top. And Ben enters another hallway. Interesting. These hallways are kind of different. Is this a dungeon?
I don't know. I missed that one.
Oh, Ben got done in by a stalactite. All right. There's like an invisible ice statue going at him. In this room, there's a couple blade traps blocking his way. Some stalactites, some stalagmites. Ben receives more magic.
Just did a nice little roll.
Does a great little expert roll past the steel trap. Now we're approaching a room that has some fast-moving steel traps, ice everywhere. Ben is hopping around. There's a couple levels to this one. Ice keys comes down, dive bombs him, turns him to ice. Ben retaliates swiftly with the hook shot.
So apparently after you hit these ice boys, they can still blow their ice breath at you.
Yeah, they can blow that ice breath. And they love doing it.
All right, so there are 2 more ice keys in here. There's
Ben's
also
gonna try to snipe him before they dive bomb him, but I think that he's gonna get. Yep, there he goes, getting dive bombed again. There's some of this red ice around. So as Ben tries to get these keys, I'm reminded of Mario 64. My buddies and I just got through Cool Mountain
nice.
just a couple weeks ago.
Listen, this blue fire, it doesn't seem natural. Maybe you can use it for something.
All right, we'll try to use it, Navi. Thanks for the hint. And
I was trying to.
Oh, he got dive bombed by the keys again, and he's just a frozen little ice cube boy now. So a couple of the members of my Mario 64 club were really whiny about the fact that you learn these skills, you get through the first few levels in Mario 64, and then all of a sudden...
So you can put the blue fire in a bottle. This is a cool flame.
Sweet. Very nice. And we're complaining that, you got good at jumping, you got good at this, you got good at that, and then they immediately put you in an ice level, which just slippy sliding around. It really challenges. Now, I think Cool Mountain is easy enough that it's a good way to introduce an ice level. So Ben's now approaching red ice, and he's going to pour the blue fire on the red ice, and it melts.
All right.
The ice revealing a treasure chest, which... Map? What do you think?
Does that make it a dungeon if it has a map?
We got a map! Yeah, because it's called the dungeon map. So we are definitely in a dungeon, although it has a totally different feel than the other dungeons. The hallways are much different than the corridors
and it's only
that connect
one
the other
floor,
ones.
which I feel like makes a big difference too.
It's one floor, kind of small.
All right.
The ice level in A Link to the Past is so much fun. It has those crocodiles, as you might recall from our previous season.
Those crocodiles are really cute.
And they like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And then they dive at you.
That's a great way to put it.
That's really fun. With the feet.
So
yeah,
I
definitely.
have 3 bottles in total. And I think I'm actually going to... I'm low on hearts anyway, so I'm going to use the fairy in one of them. And then the other one I had a...
The other one has
I'm just going to drop the Poe, because I'm dropping the Poe.
No, don't do it.
Oh, I just drank the Poe.
To go to the Poe merchant. Oh my gosh, you drank the Poe?
I lost a heart when I drank the Poe.
Oh, that's so messed up.
Did I just consume
Drinking
someone's
ghosts?
soul?
Yeah, I
think
so.
that's how that works, right?
That's definitely how that works.
We got lots of blue fire.
Lots of blue fire. So Ben's going to hop over to this little pillar.
It's just a pot.
No, he's not.
And that's not a good use.
Oh, okay. He's not going to waste his blue fire on a pot. I can't believe you drank the Poe.
I know. I didn't think that was going to happen,
That's
I have
messed
to admit.
Do you remember the first ice level that you played? In any game?
Any game?
Uh-huh.
I mean, probably, Super Mario 64 or Super Mario World would be my guess.
You definitely played
Okay.
Mario 2 before you played Super Mario World.
Yeah, you think we had Mario 2? I just don't remember having Mario 2.
I loved it. Yeah, we definitely at least borrowed it. And the ice world is really early on.
Yeah, I think it's level 4.
You remember, you got to slip, you got to duck, and there's a bunch of...
It has the rocket ship in the first level? Or in the second level, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Okay, not sure what's going on
so
here.
I'm pretty sure that would be the first. But if you remember, we were young, and I don't remember owning Mario 2, although we definitely rented it at the store. Back when you could rent...
So we're in this room
at the store,
and there were some keys that were trying to get me, and they failed. And there's some blue fire.
Ben prevailed, and it's on another chest, a full-size chest. I'm gonna guess
red
it's the
ice
compass
around this thing. So yeah, the compass would make sense.
My guess is the compass.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
So, all right. So we're gonna call this a dungeon then, eh?
Yeah, this is definitely a dungeon. So my first ice level that I can remember, though, isn't. Oh, nice. We got another heart piece, which means we're going to fill up a full heart.
Right. And I'm announcing
my
this
first
for the
ice level that I recall
I just unequipped the hook
is...
shot. Sorry.
You got to tell the people when you unequip the hook shot, because he promised he never would, but he did it anyway. So now Ben has 3 empty bottles equipped, which re-equip the hook shot before all of our followers unfollow us. So my first ice level was, you got another guess? You got a guess for what I remember mine being?
Did that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game have a ice level?
Nope, but Mega Man does. Iceman is in the first Mega Man, which is one of my favorites. I mean, it might be my favorite. It's still a little glitchy. You collect points for no reason. Iceman is a very tough boss, and trying to do all that crazy platforming. I mean, Mario's a platformer, but dang, Mega Man's really a platformer.
Absolutely.
You know, and trying to do all that stuff, and the crazy thing about Mega Man is you could just have started on that ice level, because you choose which boss you start with, which means you might be slip and sliding from the jump. Ooh, nice! You got a gold Skulltula.
I just watched somebody beat Mega Man 2 in like 31 minutes or something like that for the Games Done Quick.
Sick.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. That is quite the talent. Have you ever wanted to speedrun a game or play a game in a non-traditional way?
Yeah, I've looked into playing some Mega Man games, speedrunning. Like, I've gotten pretty good at some of the original Mega Mans and Mega Man X. I remember one time I was playing Mega Man X at a friend's on their SNES, and the video cord kept cutting out. And like every 30 seconds, I would lose visuals for like 5 to 10 seconds. And I got through like 3 levels effortlessly. And I was like, this might be something I can do. But the level of competition is just too high for me. I think it'd be a lot more fun to just see how far, like maybe we could both speed run something and compete against each other instead of going against the people that are really good.
Well, the one thing I'll say, and I only know this from watching people do it, is that they constantly talk about how great the community is, how supportive they are, how much they're always looking for new people to come in and run and have fun with them. So I do think that it's a pretty, it's a community that's there to like welcome you with open arms.
I just like the nervousness that I feel when I think of getting so far, in a game, and you're like 85% done, and then you make one big mistake, and now there's no way you're even close to the record. It seems, it seems like so much pressure, but I'm sure it would be fun if you were around the right people. I watched some Link's Awakening speed runs with you. Now, I don't think I would like Link's Awakening speed run, even though I know that game so well, because so much of it is inventory management.
Right. So, but yeah, I think from like what I said, what I heard, they're there to welcome you with open arms. You know who else is here welcoming up with open arms?
Is that Beetle?
It's Beetle in the Ice Cavern.
All right, Beetle, getting chilly. Let's see what you got for us.
There are 3 keys in here.
Yeah, big room.
We're going to take out the keys almost immediately because we're not trying to
get dive bombed. Yeah. And there's a bunch of silver rupees on top of pillars.
Yeah, so we're going to be playing that game again.
And that game is get the silver rupees and the door opens, right?
Yep.
Pretty much the name of the game.
Yep.
There's a gold Skulltula over to the left. Ben's kind of ignoring it for now and re-upping on his hearts. He busts out the bow.
The floor is all slippery.
Slippery slips. I like to play as Luigi in Mario 2 once you get to the ice level, because he's just already slippery. He's like, increase the slip factor, get it in. Are you a fan of Mario 2? Do you like that one?
Yeah, it's fine. Sorry, okay. So this is one of those puzzles where
Ben's sliding blocks.
Yeah, I have to slide this block around.
And once he starts pushing it, it continues to go until it hits a wall.
Yeah.
So he can't really control where it lands. He has to aim it properly to lean up against these pillars. And then at that point, he can climb up to the pillar and get the silver rupees. So he pushed it up against a wall, and he hops up into a hole, and he pulls out some he's equipping some blue fire, and he dumps the blue fire onto the red. You know, I don't know if I would have been able to solve that. That probably would have taken me a long time to figure out that you can put the blue fire in the jar. You clearly have done this before, but for everybody at home, I mean, you know, we're probably beating this in half the time it took us the first time. So Ben pushed the block off of the edge into some cold water, and the block re-emerged where it originally was, which allows us to reset the puzzle without having to leave the room.
Right.
Which is a really nice thing for them to do.
Yeah, good game design.
I still to this day will reset the game or, you know, die when things get like confusing or hairy.
Yeah.
And I forget that they don't design games like that you have to do that anymore. Unless it's like a game specifically designed like that. Like a callback style, like Celeste, you know. Is a
Right.
very
Okay,
callback
so we've
style.
gotten 4. Actually, I think we're just going to get all 5 right away.
And Ben pushes it over to this one.
There we go.
Yeah, you're making light work of this puzzle.
Which is good, because I knew this was coming up. And these kind of puzzles always make me so nervous.
Oh, Ben's got the nerves. See, ladies and gentlemen, even the Hyrule Podcasters get nervous when they play Zelda games sometimes.
You know what other game puzzle makes me nervous right now?
What?
Wordle.
Wordle, you didn't make the cut today.
I didn't make it today. Didn't make it today.
Dude.
There are too many PRO words.
Yeah, so if y'all aren't familiar, Wordle is a word game where you have to guess the 5-letter word, and you're given nothing to start with. And your first guess kind of informs the rest of your guesses. They tell you if you got a letter right and if it's in the right spot or not. And you just get 6 guesses to try to figure out the puzzle. We have a group thread with like 30 people in it.
Yeah.
And everybody's being nice and waiting until 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time so that when I wake up on the West Coast, I can look through the thread without any spoilers, which is really nice. I'm still just not going to open the thread until I do it.
And if you're looking for
some red ice.
If you're looking for any friends to play Wordle with, you can come join our Discord. There's a whole channel dedicated to Wordle there.
Really?
Yeah. All right, so we just opened a door. It closed behind us.
Oh, no!
Oh.
We're in like a space room with a snow wolf. That's a pretty good description, right?
The White Wolfos. Okay, so this looks a lot like the... Oh, okay.
One slash and it's done. That was a lot less difficult than I anticipated.
Yeah, I was
ready for a battle.
Yeah. Okay.
We got an arrow in return,
a chest
and a chest appears. What could it be? We're gonna get an item in this dungeon? It seems like a small dungeon to get an item in.
Yeah.
Oh, sick!
You got the iron boots. So heavy, you can't run. So heavy, you can't float.
Sick. Oh, and we're surprised.
Wow.
Oh, it's Sheik. What are they doing in here? We meet again, Klopq. If you came here to meet the Zoras, you wasted your time. This is all there is. With one exception. The Zoras are now sealed under this thick ice sheet. I managed to rescue the Zora princess from under the ice, but she left to head for the water temple. This ice is created by an evil curse. The monster in the water temple is the source of the curse. Unless you shut off the source, this ice will never melt. If you have courage enough to confront the danger and save the Zoras, I will teach you the melody that leads to the temple.
Ooh.
It's a challenge. All right, I'm into it. Time passes. People move. Like a river's flow, it never ends. A childish mind will turn to noble ambition. Young love will become deep affection. The clear water's surface reflects growth. Now, listen to the serenade of water to reflect upon yourself. Dang, Sheik coming at us with mad wisdom and poetry. All right, serenade us with your harp. Let's see what you got, dog. A pretty dope song. You like that one?
So for those of you listening at home, we have A, down, right, left.
Ben plays it like a G on the Ocarina ski, and
Ooh,
we
wow.
pan out. There's some
Look at
like
this.
matrixy, sleepy blue
Kinda
looking
looks like
effects happening.
Interstellar Tesseract type thing.
Yeah, what's going on? And the two of us are standing here, rocking out, having a little jam sesh.
You have learned the Serenade of Water.
And Sheik puts their heart back in their back pocket. Clop cue. I'll see you again. And Moon walks, and we try to approach them. Poof! Too late. Didn't get to say what up.
All right.
Maybe
well,
we just wanted a handshake. Didn't get it. So we are now equipped with, we have boots. We have the Serenade of Water. Ben is swimming in this little very small square pool that's in this room and dives down, and there's a door down there. I think I know what we have to do. So we go to the menu and change our boots to iron boots. Looks like that's how you equip them. And we can't breathe underwater. If we start choking, we have to take off the boots or walk to the top. So
okay.
Ben unequips the iron boots. And we jump down into a room with a blade trap, some stalagmites to slice and dice.
So we're just going to check the... so we have completed the ice cavern.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Sick.
Okay, so... Well, we don't quite know where the... Let me see here. All right, before we leave, I'm going to go get some blue flame and put it in a bottle, just in case we need it later.
Okay.
Because the king is frozen, so we definitely need to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
So, that splitting blade got me. All right, so I'm just going to run back through here real quick and grab that
What are you looking for?
blue flame.
Getting the blue flame so
this
that
room.
we can leave with it.
Well, because we need to unfreeze the king of the Zoras.
Yep.
Because he was
Gotta
all
do
red.
it.
But I'm going to grab some extra just in case.
I was going to say, yeah, grab some extra. You never know when you might need it.
Right.
So, ZeldaFandom.com here giving us this trivia fact.
Oh, what's up?
In the Master Quest,
Okay.
many of the elements of this dungeon have been removed or replaced. The spinning scythe is gone, and there were very few freezards and ice keys. I guess freezards are probably those ice statues.
That makes sense.
Instead of the ice block puzzle, the Song of Time can be played to make a block appear, which gives access to the blue flyer. Some switches need to be activated to make some platforms disappear. However, they are very well hidden. One switch is camouflaged between some diamonds, another's behind a stalactite, and the last one's tip is protruding from the floor. Because there's red ice blocking several ways, the first time blue fire is seen where the piece of heart originally was. New features include boulders, rolling in connecting rooms, and 2 white wolfos throughout the dungeon. The mini-boss is now a Stalfos. So it sounds like the Master Quest has a lot of changes. Oh, you just got a gold Skulltula. Very good.
I did.
The propeller things that I was talking about are called Ice Blades. Freezards are, yep, I'm confirming those are the little boys.
The little breath freezing boys.
Breath freezing statues. Mm-hmm. So, there are so many... Most of the Zelda games have an ice level. Maybe like half of them have an ice level.
That seems like a good approximation.
Yeah, and they all have, this is not to be confused with the Ice Cave from A Link to the Past.
Right.
Cave and Cavern, they have to come from the same word, right? I mean, you add an RN and you turn a cave into a cavern, and they're basically the same thing. Right?
Hey, this is your area of expertise, not mine, brother.
Well, it's fun.
Oh, we just got sniped by another Okrok.
You're always getting sniped. It's okay. Everybody gets sniped sometimes. Speaking of sniped, I hear the new Halo is pretty fun.
I know. I just want to play with Mom.
I'm very excited.
All right, so we're back here in Zora's Domain, and we are going to unfreeze the king. We hope, at least.
Oh boy! Let's see if this French boy
There we go.
is happy. Oh, he's awake!
We got the good noise. We got the good noise.
please? Then
All
we
right.
will stand and speak to the king.
I've come back to life. Was it you who saved me? Don't be nervous. It looks like you have a hard time breathing underwater. As an expression of my gratitude, I will give you this tunic. With this, you will not choke underwater.
You got a Zora's tunic. This diving suit is adult size, so it won't fit a kid. Wear it and you won't drown underwater.
We just solved so many problems, like one after the other.
All right, you ready for these new threads?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Bam!
Ooh,
How good do we
it's
look?
a very cool, like, deep, intentional blue.
Yeah. Kind of like a little bit of green in there as well.
Yes.
Well, why don't we play because we're not quite sure where the next temple is. So let's play the Serenade of Water and see where it goes. So A down, right, left.
A down, right, left. By the way, cave and cavern do share roots in Latin and Proto-Indo-European. Cavern is through French.
Nice. Warp to Lake Hylia. That makes sense. Oh, you remember that one time we were in Lake Hylia and we saw something like towards the bottom of the lake, but we could definitely not get down there?
Yeah, we
Remember
can
that?
do it now because we have them boots.
We got them boots.
And these boots were made for drowning.
Ooh, what's this?
Ben is at Lake Hylia
Check.
now, and he's reading a little placard.
When water fills the lake, shoot for the morning light. Okay, well,
It's nighttime, it's raining,
well,
I'm scared.
water's definitely not feeling this,
No,
the lake
definitely
right now.
not.
Oh, hey, look, there's like these pillars right here. Oh, yeah, I think this is what,
I think
check it out.
this is what we came here to find. Pillars and Lake Hiller. So Ben equips the boots, sinks down to the bottom of the lake. Ben is now able to survive underwater because of the tunic, and he walks toward a big old metal gate with his big old metal boots on.
So it looks like we can't use our bow and arrow underwater. We can use the hook
Okay.
shot. We can't use the ocarina. Let's see if we can use bombs and the megaton hammer. Yeah, so it looks like we can only use the hook shot. So there's a little switch on top of the door. So why don't we just...
Little diamond switch. Ben's gonna hit it.
We got the
and
good noise.
It appears to make things work. This gate slowly raises. It's a big, heavy steel gate. Iron gate, perhaps. And Ben enters. And now we are in the water temple. Wait. Hold on. Did we really just enter the water
We
temple?
entered the water temple, dude.
Okay. Well, you know, I feel
I know.
like
I know what's about to
This-
happen. I know what's about to happen.
this is the most notorious temple in all of Ocarina of Time.
All of Ocarina.
The whole game, all of it,
And it
all the remakes,
Yeah.
everything. Are you familiar with this temple?
I mean, I'm familiar in its difficulty with it. I do know the core mechanic. I have no idea how to do it. I also know that I want to be able to play this. I want to do it in one shot because I
Yeah,
will get
sure.
way too confused if we play it and yeah.
It's definitely one to play through in one go.
Absolutely.
We've accomplished so much this episode. The Ice Cavern was a small dungeon, but a dungeon nonetheless. It had a compass and it had a map.
Yep.
So it counts. And it had an
And it
item.
had an item.
We got these dope boots. Now I feel like walking around with a Megaton hammer and iron boots on is just like, yeah, he's slamming it. It's just like, don't mess with me.
Yeah.
Equip both of them and slam it.
I got the Megaton hammer, I got iron boots, and I got a blue tunic on.
And now we have a blue tunic, which is very, very cool. We can exist underwater. Oh, it seems like when you roll with the iron boots, you roll slower.
Oh yeah, you got a little fat roll going on.
Well, we unfroze the Zora King. We got a new song that lets us warp straight to Lake Hylia from Sheik. And I think maybe instead of proceeding into the water temple, we should just do it in one shot. And next week's episode of
Hyrule Podcasters!
Let's do it.
Man, I'm not looking forward to the water temple.
Thanks Thanks for plugging into this week's episode of
Hyrule Podcasters.
If you like what you're hearing and want to support us directly, you can head over to our Patreon for early access to episodes, exclusive Discord benefits, behind-the-scenes videos, and more.
If you'd like updates, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Hyrule Podcasters and Twitter at Hyrule Podcaster. Links to everything can be found in the show notes. If you'd like to play along with us, you can find Ocarina on Nintendo Switch's Virtual Console. It's also available on the N64, GameCube, Wii, Wii U, and there's a remastered version you can play on the 3DS. Let us know how you're enjoying the game.
Please do. And be sure to rate and review us in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you happen to listen.
As always, this episode was produced by your co-host, Patrick, and we'd like to thank LT Headtrip for composing original music for the podcast, including our theme song.
You're very welcome. Join us next week as we continue our journey through The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
And action!
Willow's in your closet.
I know. Oh. Gracie unplugged me, that's why.
Unplugged by the dog. Oh, and Willow's so excited that you're messing around with the plugs. That's so funny. You got by the pupperoonsk.
Let's go lay down, come on.
And there's both the dogs as they exit. This is the kind of content that people want.
I've been having all sorts of issues with my battery.
Oh, battery issues.
And so I was like, great. Like, the computer's just dying. I was like, that's it.
It's
dying. We're never recording again.
No more Hyrule
It's the
Podcasters ever again.
So I'm
But
glad
it was just Gracie being Gracie.
It was just Gracie being Gracie.
What a dog.
All right. Well, should we come back in?
Let's come back in.
All right.